Welcome to the world's largest diorama model of Bay 327. Totally hand-fabricated from scratch as well as 3D printed parts, this challenging project took over 2 years to complete and features all of the elements seen in the motion picture, Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. Creating this museum replica piece was a fascinating endeavor, combining engineering, creativity, and attention to the slightest detail. The first step in constructing a project of this magnitude involves extensive research into the iconic scene from Star Wars. Detailed screenshots and production photos from the making of the film were analyzed to capture every aspect of the movie set accurately. The 1/32 scale model of the Millennium Falcon surrounding structures and characters were analyzed for precise replication. Engineering a diorama of this caliber would be no easy task, involving dozens of hours of creating something from nothing. Since there were no reference blueprints to follow, each component had to be carefully analyzed and drawn from scratch. When everything materialized, I extrapolated each module one at a time to make my 3D printed files. This step is crucial in bringing the diorama to life. Here are some small samples of my drawings. Determining the scale of the diorama was crucial for accuracy. Bay 327's layout and dimensions would be scaled down appropriately to fit the available space while maintaining fidelity to the source material. The deciding factor was the size of the Millennium Falcon at 1/32 scale. Once that was established, the rest was engineered in the same scale as a 3D solid model for proper alignment. The final overall size was a mammoth 60 inches in length by 48 inches in width at a height of 22 inches. Aside from the 3D printed parts, I also used high-quality materials to ensure durability and realism. These include various types of plastics, wood, glass, and metals for different applications for the diorama. One particular element was the control tower. One of the fun parts of this build was designing and building the main bridge overlooking the hangar bay. Here, I let my imagination go wild. I used the tower bridge of a Star Destroyer as inspiration for this module. On the roof of the bridge, you will find greebles composed from cannibalized printer and computer parts. The top and bottom plates were made from laser-cut acrylic and the main support wall from 3D printed parts. Each of the structures within Bay 327 would be constructed individually, paying close attention to architectural details and surface textures. To create the iconic Death Star glowing walls, I engineered laser-cutting elevation drawings to transform the quarter-inch acrylic panels into precise replicas of the structure's interior. Lastly was to employ traditional model-making methods to create precise replicas of the minute details, platforms, and equipment seen in the film. Possibly the most challenging part of this build was adding the electrical components, which would give personality to the final element. Lighting the entire scene was no easy undertaking. Before any of the electronic mechanisms were decided upon, I had to generate an electrical schematic drawing showing all of the devices and how they would function. The most perplexing detail to recreate were the floor landing lights. Each one had to blink independently 4 times simultaneously in a planned sequence, with the last light flashing in red. An AC transformer converting the power down to 5 volts DC at 20 amps was chosen based on the overall power consumption. Lights and sound plays a significant role in bringing the diorama to life. LED lights would be strategically placed to mimic the atmospheric lighting of the film, creating shadows, highlights, and a sense of depth. Special sound effects such as movie dialogue, simulated laser blasts, and electronic ambience movie sounds were incorporated for added realism by using a motion-activated soundboard. Each component of the diorama was carefully hand-painted and weathered to match the industrial aesthetic interiors of the Star Wars universe. Techniques such as dry brushing, airbrushing, and weathering powders would be incorporated to achieve realistic effects. To add realism to the model's small details such as control panels, equipment, and signage would be meticulously placed to enhance the authenticity of the scene. Miniature hand-painted 3D printed resin figures of characters such as Darth Vader, an Imperial officer, the scanning crew, and 65 stormtroopers were incorporated into the scene. Additionally, scores of all types of storage crates, gunk droids, and mouse droids were used to sell the effect. Everything would be orchestrated together by carefully posing each character into place to recreate that iconic moment from the film. To protect my investment, I placed a large sheet of half-inch clear tempered glass over the top to house all of the interior elements. By following these steps and paying attention to every detail, you too can create this stunning display piece that will impress both fans and enthusiasts alike. Overall, fabricating this huge diorama model of Bay 327 from Star Wars A New Hope was a true labor of love, requiring lots of patience and a deep appreciation for the iconic sci-fi franchise. The end result is a stunning tribute to one of the most memorable scenes in cinematic history. I hope you enjoyed watching this build and have inspired you to create one of your own. Feel free to leave your comments below, and thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button too, and may the Force be with you.